So today I'll share how to think like an entrepreneur to launch your career in tech. And we'll walk through a case study to do just that and share the top resources so you can get started on your own. My name is Wong, and I'm passionate about empowering change makers so that can launch a career in tech. And I'm an industry advisor at the Schulich School of Business at York, working with students, so preparing them for roles at enterprise firms or fast-growing companies in the tech industry. So look forward to sharing some of those ideas with you today so that you can get started on your tech career journey. So let's start with a couple of mythbusters. You need coding skills to work in tech. True or false? There are definitely many technical roles that do require coding. But at the same time, for the non-technical roles, such as customer success, operations, business analysis, employers are looking for the skills that you already have. So the digital skills, you're always the first to use new technology, whether Zoom, Slack, at home, at work. Your soft skills, the experience that you have connecting with customers to help their needs, as well as collaborating with teams. And your aptitudes of adopt that growth mindset. Learn fast, fail fast, and just take the initiative to get things done. Again, you have these skills already. We just need a little bit of research, upskilling, and make more friends in tech. Another myth, you need to go back to school to get into tech. These are the top 15 roles across the Canadian digital economy. So some of these roles do require the technical training for software developers, data scientists, whether to do a degree in a school environment or a private training education provider that really need that immersive learning environment. However, many of the business roles, you can learn on your own and participate in short-term skills training program. For example, for digital marketing, you can just go onto LinkedIn, do the learning path to become a digital marketer for free, and be able to help small businesses to help work on their marketing efforts so that you can develop your own portfolio. So instead of thinking, I need to find my next job, adopt the mindset that you are launching your own consulting company. And we'll walk through this process as a case study. So imagine you're developing your skeleton business plan to launch your own company. So I'd like to invite you, grab a piece of paper, grab a pen. Let's jot down some ideas for your skeleton business plan. Let's do this. So meet Jane as our case study. She graduated from Teachers College, but wanted a role outside of the classroom. She didn't want to go back to school, so she determined her target role, did heavy networking and some self-study on her own, and pivoted to an instructional designer role at an education startup. So you may relate to her experience, how you already have these transferable skills, and pivot to work at a fast-growing tech company. Initially, she was unsure of her target role. remember our conversation when she went on Indeed.ca. She didn't know what to do in terms of typing a job title to start her search. She had a great network within teaching with teachers and principals, but she's not familiar with people outside of teaching. Lastly, the idea of chatting with strangers, this was pre-COVID, over coffee was a little odd. So step one, as you're launching your own consulting company, you are the product of the startup. So encourage you to take this time for self-reflection. What are your top accomplishments? So again, I'd like to invite you to think about your best project experience. One that you really enjoyed and you wanted to do it over and over again. And also, you were really good at it. Do you have that project come to mind? Jot that down on your piece of paper. Because really want to encourage you, after this event, think about all your top 5 to 10 accomplishments and be able to peel that onion on, okay, why was that project so special for me? Was it because of the challenges? I enjoy working in a team or on your own? And what were the top 3 skills that you had to use to make that successful? So that becomes your career shopping list on what your strengths are, the areas to avoid, and your work preferences. So this becomes your career shopping list and becomes the criteria as you explore different roles. So I included here 2 resources. One is to identify your strengths, where the book includes the assessments. It's just more adjectives to describe you so that you can include them in your resume, as well as your interview, to tell that story. And also, check out this free Plum assessment to learn about your work preferences. Do you enjoy working in more structured environments or one that has a lot of autonomy? Again, add these on your career shopping list. So Jane and I went through the Career Explorer, which is an assessment test that match 800 plus careers, where it can learn more about the role, the growth prospects, as well as the salary in US, so that it kind of mirrors in the Canadian markets. But you can use the, go to the Break Into Tech website. There are a list of no coding tech jobs. So be able to look at customer success, sales, project management, marketing. So that's be able to identify 1 or 2 roles that you're thinking of to explore. Because we need to start somewhere with launching our company. So again, do you have that 1 or 2 roles in mind that you want to explore more? Jot it down on the piece of paper. So in tech, it's huge. So I wanted to mention about the diversity of this ecosystem. So try to pick 1 or 2 domains. So this chart are hot domains in Canada pre-COVID. So definitely some changes in our world now. But then pick a 1 or 2 domains. Is it e-commerce, healthcare, edutech, so that you can get started with researching a few companies. And to identify your 1 or 2 domains, think about what you enjoy reading in terms of researching more about that domain. Or think about your past experience that you can build on. So let's say you have experience in retail. So wanted to target firms in e-commerce, or you worked at a restaurant before, wait staff, or in the kitchen. So you understand the workflow of the restaurant. That would be very helpful for hospitality tech. So again, inviting you, what are 1 or 2 domains you'll like to explore? Jot that down on your paper. So just like you test drive a car before signing a 3-year lease, test drive your career. So Jane did the Become an Instructional Designer learning path in a week and created her lesson plan to teach grade 8 students math. So she can show this lesson plan to the hiring manager at the interview. So after learning the basic skills, work on a mini project so you can test drive it. Ask your friends and family to see if there are opportunities to help their small business with their marketing or sales campaigns. Again, to see if you like it before committing to this target role. So you have your target role. Then you're trying to understand what the customers want. So those are the hiring managers. Also, you're trying to translate your past experience to the target role. So for Jane, she did not have any experience designing online curriculum. But she did all these things that will be relevant to her target role. So that's what she included in her resume, just these mini projects. So can definitely check out this online course to customize your resume and interviews. Step 4, developing your expertise. Again, you're launching your new company, but you have 0 Google reviews right now. So you're trying to attract more customers to endorse you. 10 Google review recommendations. So you're credible in the eyes of the hiring manager. So how do you recruit advocates? First, outreach to the people who are in your target role and learn about how they got into that role and how they prepared for it. So get those cold notes on their learning plan, the podcast that they listen to, so that you can start developing your learning plan and learn on your own. And again, gain those hands-on project experience. It's like we're moving to Paris. We're trying to learn Parisian French. So chat with a few locals, practice with them, and it will take some time to be immersed in the language, in the city, so that we sound like a local, not as a tourist. We'll know where the hip restaurants are, which one is a good neighborhood to rent an apartment in, and for 2 years. So again, take this time to immerse into your target role and domain to understand their challenges, the projects they work on. So in terms of resources, for LinkedIn, learning, if you have a Toronto Public Library card, you'll get free access. And if you're enrolled at a university or college, most of the schools offer it for free. And for this career podcast, has career interviews from a US alum, so you can learn more about what does it take to be in customer success, sales, or startups. Lastly, how can we engage industry professionals like a consultant? How do consultants market their services to clients? First, just like what Rachel mentioned, they have a website to illustrate how they helped previous clients before to make money. Second, that active outreach. Act like a consultant, offer free advice to learn about their challenges and how you can help. Third, attend industry events. It's great that you're here and there's so many tech events. Just go on to Eventbrite and search under your domain where you'll learn more from industry professionals and share your learning through LinkedIn, through Twitter to start building your brand. And as a resource, click on this article on how to land a role in tech. Your goal is to develop a website by highlighting your 3 expertise and 3 case studies. So we'll share this with the hiring managers. So your website, make it simple. We just need 3 pages. 1 is about me. Second, your 3 superpowers. Yes, in this case, curriculum design, teaching. And then lastly, those 3 case studies. So it can be the new lesson plan that was created to prepare for the interview. It can be a lesson plan that was delivered in a classroom environment, that we have the basic skills. It's just that we need to deliver them in a new environment. Because that's how consultants sell. What was the challenge? What was the approach to solve it? What was the impact? So I hope you're excited to launch your career as a startup. And thought I'll highlight the top resources. So with BTech launch, I curate tech career resources there, where you can take a look at download the free chapter of a book written by a venture capitalist and a professor at Harvard on how to get into startups. And because there's so many startups in Toronto and now across Canada for remote opportunities. So there's a list of 180 plus startups where you can filter by domain to get you started in terms of that targeted outreach. Second, there's an online course that Jeremy developed. He was a kindergarten teacher, then went to do his MBA, and really created this step-by-step guide based on his experience working at LinkedIn in marketing that take you from resume to interview prep. And you can use the code for 50% off. And Prospect, it's a nonprofit organization that connects people to fast-growing companies. And TechTO, definitely a lot of free events there. And short-term skills training program, where in cybersecurity, sales, data analysts, many of them are highly subsidized or even free. So could definitely check them out. And I know I rushed through this because we only have 20 minutes together. So feel free to email me if you'd like to get a copy of this presentation, as well as I'll host a group Q&A this Friday at 8:30 to answer any questions that you may have. So thanks again for joining me.
Hi, Bonnie. Oh, I don't know if is everyone else able to hear me? Bonnie, can you hear me? No? Is everyone else? Can someone put in the chat if you can hear me? Okay, thanks, Charles. I don't know why Bonnie can't hear me, but I just wanted to say thanks to Bonnie for her presentation. That was amazing. It's awesome you're doing a follow-up Zoom Q&A. That's great. I'm glad that everyone can hear me. So I just wanted to say thanks. for your time. I know it takes a lot to put effort into the presentation. Our next presenter is up in the next couple minutes, Janice Lee, who's going to talk about career transformation and how to navigate that. So hopefully you guys are utilizing our networking area. You're visiting the expo, visiting Innisphere. And then our next session will be in a couple minutes, who is Janice Lee, going to talk about navigating career transformation. And then we have one more session from 3 to 3:20, and then we have our panel of talent acquisition managers and directors at starting at 3:30. So thanks again for being here.